Housing and the coronavirus have gone hand in hand from the beginning. If you were sick, you were told to stay home. During the lockdown, to stop the spread, we stayed home. For most of the pandemic, our kids were going to school from home. If you were furloughed or laid off, where'd you go? And if that happened, well, that may have spiraled into a situation where you couldn't pay your rent or your mortgage. So a federal eviction moratorium was put in place last fall to protect families so they could stay in their homes without having to worry about ending up on the streets or in a community shelter in the middle of a pandemic. But today, President Biden confirmed that moratorium is going to expire on Saturday, creating what could be an already very stressful next phase of this pandemic. A very modest estimate from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that at least 20,000 Idahoans report being behind on their rent. And on a nationwide scale, 1 in 7 report the same. For insight, advice, and resources for families in need, Joe Paris spoke with 2 Idaho agencies that say they have millions of dollars to help both tenants and landlords.
When the federal COVID eviction moratorium ends Saturday, there are thousands of Idahoans that could be potentially impacted. For a variety of reasons, the pandemic has caused thousands of Idahoans to fall behind on their rent payments, and soon they could be evicted. However, there is help.
Yeah, that's the one piece of good news about, that we have a response to this ending of this moratorium is we have funds available and we want to help people, and that's why we're here. And that's what we're here for.
Deanna Watson is the executive director with the Boise City and Ada County Housing Authorities. If you live inside Ada County, Watson says there are great programs for renters looking for help, like the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
And there's a COVID-related reason for them falling behind in their rent. We can help, and we can help fairly quickly. We can reach out to landlords and let them know that we're in the process of working through applications and trying to get help out to people as quickly as we can.
To qualify for assistance, residents must be able to show that COVID impacted their ability to pay rent, be at risk of having housing instability, and must have income that does not exceed 80% of the area median income. For a family of 4, for example, it's about $60,000 a year in Ada County. Now, if you live outside of Ada County, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program is available for people through Idaho Housing and Finance.
We have an online application and a call-in number that is easily accessible to connect with the rental assistance that's available.
Brady Ellis is Vice President of Housing Support Programs with Idaho Housing and Finance. He says support for renters is readily available, but that landlords in need can also receive support. Ellis points out that there are landlords that depend on income from their properties to make ends meet. The eviction moratorium allowed people to stay in their homes, but also prevented some landlords from generating income.
We're just grateful that the resources we have from some of the federal money has come through, and we're administering now, and it's available to help both the renter and the landlord.
And yes, there is plenty of aid money to help those in need. For example, the Boise City and Ada County Housing Authorities have expended about $9.2 million in assistance to over 1,800 Ada County families. Both them and Idaho Housing and Finance say they still have millions of dollars available to help people in need. If you do need assistance as a renter or landlord and you qualify for the program, financial support can be available soon.
If we can get people qualified, that we will get checks out very quickly to landlords and make households whole again so they can concentrate on other aspects of stabilizing their lives and not have to worry about just how to cover the rent and then not having anything left for anything else.
That 1,800 number, it seems kind of low. Joe, you and I were just talking about that. Now, eviction isn't an instantaneous thing. It can take some time. But what resources are available out there?
Yeah, and of course, you won't be evicted right away. It's not something that happens overnight. There's a process you'd go through. But again, this is the info you should know so you can avoid the whole process altogether. 2 resources for you. If you live in Ada County, reach out to the Boise City and Ada County Housing Authorities. You can see the information on your screen there. We're going to leave this up for a minute. If you live outside of Ada County, if you live outside of Boise, you're eligible for the same program. You just need to go through a different agency. That's Idaho Housing and Finance. You see their information right here on the screen. If you have a minute, you can jot it down. We're also going to have links to this and more as a hyperlink in our story at ktvb.com. Again, though, Brian, there is millions and millions of dollars available for people that are in need. And this isn't to say that this is going to fix someone's situation, not at all, but this could make something a little easier to deal with. It is a very stressful situation getting evicted, and again, it doesn't happen overnight, but you can avoid going through that process through programs like we just talked about. I can't say it enough. Everyone I spoke with today in terms of who's familiar with the program tells me that a lot of people may not know that this is available. Frankly, a lot of people are going through something they never had. So there is help out there, and there is people that want to help you.
So that 1,800 number, probably because people don't know enough about the programs that are available. All
Yeah.
right. So hopefully they will reach out. Thanks, Joe.